Hello guys, and welcome back to Dauntless Cubing. And today we're going to be doing a quick overview of how to solve the 3x3 Rubiks Cube. Now there are 4 important things you need to know. The first one is that if you look at the cube from any side, it doesn't matter, there are, as you can see, 9 stickers here, right? So you've got to put them in its spots. Like this is clearly not solved. Just do that. However, if you open it up, they're not just stickers moving around, they're pieces. So this is a piece here. Now, the important thing you need to know is that you have to solve this piece as a whole. So let me just give you a quick example of this. And I solve this piece, this sticker looks solved. So let's just finish that whole side. And then there's a side done. But the sides around it here are not solved. So this looks like it's good, but it's actually not, because this piece as a whole, this is the white and red piece. It needs to go here in between the white and red centers, because now this piece as a whole is solved because it's in between these two. Same with this one. This is solved, but this is not because blue and green do not match. So that leads me to the second thing I need to talk about. These center pieces in the middle don't move. If I let's take this cube apart here. As you can see here, this is the center of a Rubik's Cube. You can see all these pieces are here. As I showed you before, there's these 2 colored pieces. They're called edge pieces. But there's also these 3 colored pieces called corner pieces. These are right here, and the edge pieces are here. So you can see there are different corner pieces that have 3 stickers on them. 1, 2, 3. And edge pieces have 2 stickers on them. 1, 2. In total, there are 12 edge pieces like this, and there are 8 corner pieces like this. And they go all around the core, which is here, which are these center pieces that we saw earlier. These don't move relative to each other because they're screwed into the middle. So if we look at this, that actually tells us where white, green, red, all those colors need to go, and where all these pieces need to be located. That's why, if we mix it up again, this is not solved, because in order for this piece to be solved, it needs to be in between these pieces, because these pieces are stuck here. So this one needs to be located in there to be solved. So now, that finally brings us to our last thing, the 4th and final thing to know, and that is that these center pieces, since they're stuck there, there's opposite colors. So let's look at yellow and white. They're opposite from each other, and that always stays the same. That means green and blue are opposite from each other, and red and orange are opposite from each other. This means that there is no white, yellow corner or edge piece at all, because, well, they can't connect really close together like this. This is an edge piece, right? How can you get an edge piece to connect to this one right here and here at the same time? You can't, so there is none for that. So that's basically it. So now you can finally get to know how to actually solve the Rubik's Cube. So let's get into this. This isn't going to be a full in-depth tutorial. This is merely an overview. So we're going to get into the first step is to solve the white cross. So as you can see here, there's an edge piece right here. This edge piece obviously needs to go in between the white and green center pieces to be solved, like I explained earlier. So to do that, well, you can just move. So we gotta get into the top layer first, which this is a layer. So how we're gonna solve this is we're gonna solve it 1 layer at a time. And we're gonna start with the first layer, and to get all these around here matched up and the top matched up. So, because they're pieces, so that way they're solved both relative to each other and to the centers. So, we can move this up to the top here, and then move it in here with the green. There are different cases. If you see white on the bottom, we're basically looking at white right now, and then we'll look at the side color later. If we see this, then we're just going to move it with 1 move to the side, so then we can move it to the top. As you can see, we just need to move it up right here, right now, because that's already connected with its centerpiece here. Now, another case you could get is this. If it's on the bottom, then you have to bring it up, and you can just do that by moving this piece to the top, just like that. And that moves it to the top. But wait, what's the problem here? There is a problem because this is not matched up. Let's just move it over. Except that we've messed up these two that we already made. So we gotta put it back. So instead of just moving it way up to the top, we're gonna first move it to the side here so it matches up with the blue, and then we move it into the white. So now that's solved. Now we've got this edge piece, white and red. Just same thing, move it to the side to match up to the centers, and then move it down to the bottom and solve that. Now you've completed the white cross. You can see all these are matched up on the side, and all these are here. Now what you might be seeing is something like this, and that doesn't matter. Just ignore that. That's a corner piece. That's a different piece than this. So just ignore that for now. But let's get into solving these corner pieces actually. So the first one here, just look anywhere. So first, if you're holding it like this, just put white on the bottom here. That's good. And then when you have white, you're going to look for a corner piece, which are these pieces right here. And you're going to look for one that has white on it, just like we did with the edge pieces, which is right here. So now we're going to move it on top. What are the other colors on this corner? Blue and orange. So let's put it in between the blue and orange center pieces. And then we're just going to do 3 moves to insert this corner to the bottom, which is just like this. You can just follow along with that. I'm not going to teach you any notation or anything since this is not that in depth. So another thing you could get is white, blue, red, which you can put on top. And you did those moves, then oh no, it's not solved. Just do it again, but this time you're going to move it over one more. So, well, you've done that move, and now you have to put it back to the white and red. Do it again. Do it again. Move it back so it stays like in between blue and red. Do it again. Solved. So now the last case is if it's on top. Doesn't matter. Orange and green. Orange and green. Do it. Move it in there. Do it. Done. So next step is to solve these 4 edge pieces in the middle layer. And the first thing you're going to do is look for an edge piece on the top to solve. Oh, but one more thing to say. If you already have a corner piece in here and you're trying to solve it, just do that and then it'll put in the top and then do it again until you solved it. So now you can solve this edge piece and put it in here. So first, let's find an edge piece on the top that doesn't have yellow on it. This one, red and blue. You're going to move it until the front color matches this color. And then you're going to look which side is red on. So this is red and blue, so we need to solve it in between red and blue centers right here. So you're going to move it away from the red and blue to start. And then you're going to do that 3-move algorithm that I taught earlier. Just those 3 moves. And then you're going to move it, once again, like I said, back over to here. But this time, to insert this with the edge, since in this case white is on front and you moved it away, now you're going to move to the side and you're going to do another thing, which is basically this, but with the left hand. So duh, 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 and that solves it. So another case you might be getting is if it needs to go to the other side, because blue and orange is over here, move it away, and then you do duh, duh, duh. I don't know why I'm saying duh, 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 but just move along with it. You could also do it, so left hand side, like I said, and that pairs this up, as you can see. Just reinsert the corner, but act like you're trying to move this in with the 3-move algorithm, and so that's another 3-move trigger you need to know. You can just move these 2 in here, and then boom. So next, you've got this going into here. Move it, match it up to the center. Move it away. Bring the corner up. Back down. And insert it. So now you've got this one. Once again, move it away. In. So now you've arrived to the most difficult part of the solve. However, don't be discouraged. You'll be fine. Everyone gets to this point at some point, obviously, and I can tell you from experience, I survived. You'll be fine. This is honestly the most difficult part because you need to learn algorithms, but it's not that difficult. So we're going to look at some cases here. So here are 3 cases you might get on the yellow on top. So you've successfully solved these first 2 layers, and now you need to learn to do the yellow face on top, which sounds weird because earlier I told you that you have to solve pieces, but this just makes it easier so that we can solve them relative to each other at the end. That way we can recognize it easier. So there are 3 cases that you could get. The first one is called the line case. Just ignore these center pieces. Just look at the edge pieces and see what yellows are on top. If there's only 2 yellows from the top and they make a line with the centerpiece, then do these moves. And that makes all these yellows on top done. For this one, as you can see here, ignore the corners again. Just look on top at the edge pieces, which yellow ones are on top. They're right here, and they're adjacent from each other. So now you're just going to do these moves. You can move it to the top left here, and you're going to do these moves. There you go. That's done. So now you've got, what if you have, ignore the corner pieces again, just look, there's no yellow on top on the edges. Just do this. And now you have the boomerang case, do that. The boomerang just means that they're adjacent from each other on top. The line just means they're horizontal. And the one where they didn't have anything is called the dot. So now you've successfully made the yellow cross on top. But now you've got to create the rest of it. How do you do that? So there are a few cases for this, but we only need to learn one algorithm for these. So that algorithm is like this. And that's the only algorithm you need to know. However, there are still different cases. So the first one that you could get is the crab or the bow tie, as you can see here. This is the bow tie case. For the bow tie case, you just look at the yellows. Now we're solving the corner pieces to the top, since we've already done the edges. So as you can see, these yellow ones are not solved. Let's look at here. We're going to put them here and here in our vision of view. And then we're going to do the algorithm. And then we've got a fish on top. And then let's explain that case, I guess. So for the fish, you're just going to make it pointing down to the left. And you're going to do the algorithm. If it doesn't solve, then just reposition it to the bottom left. Do it again. And then you're solved. See, as you can see here. Done. The next case you can get is the cross, which is the yellow cross, which you could have gotten from the start when you did the edges. I recommend just doing the boomerang alg or the line case, even if you just had this, just to practice it. It's better that way. Or if you just want to solve it once, then lucky. So the best way to do this is you're going to, if you see 2 that are next to each other, like making like headlights from a car, you can kind of tell that these are like headlights. You're going to put that to the left, and if there's 2, just put either of them on the left, and then you're going to do the algorithm. And then here you've got a fish, and you're putting it to the bottom left. Do it, and then you're solved. So the next case is the turtle, and I believe it is actually the last case. Well, I messed up there. How fun. See, even us experienced cubers make mistakes sometimes. So for the turtle, as you can see here, this is kind of turtle shape, I don't know. It's got the head here and the body here. So you're going to make the head face you. Doesn't matter if there's headlights or not. You're just going to do the algorithm. Make the fish face the bottom left and do the algorithm. And then bottom left again, algorithm. Solved. So that explains all of the cases. So now you have completed the yellow on top. Now there is 2 more algorithms you need to learn, and then you will have solved the Rubik's Cube. So the first thing is, the first algorithm is kind of a long one, but it's kind of easy to see. You can just follow along with my moves. So it goes like this. Just ignore the edges because we're going to be moving these around so that they're solved. Because you remember what I said earlier? This is a piece that needs to be solved in between the center pieces. Yellow, orange, blue. It needs to be here because this is yellow, orange, blue right here. This needs to go here. And so basically we need to do that. How do we do that? We can look for solved ones. So go around until you see corner pieces. Not necessarily. This doesn't have to be there. In fact, I'll get rid of it. There. You can just look at 2 corner pieces around the cube that are the same color. No. No. Yes. Now move those above there. So that's almost completely solved. Or it might be completely solved. Doesn't really matter. And then you're going to do this algorithm. There you go, you've solved your corners. Now what you might have gotten is something like this, where you're looking around the cube, but you can't find any that match. In this case, just do the algorithm, which I'll do slow one more time. From anywhere, and then you will get a case where you can find 2 that match, put them up there, do the algorithm, and then there, so corners are solved. So here we go, time to learn your last algorithm. So this is the final algorithm, and this will solve the entire cube. So how to do it is you're going to move it like this, and then you're going to move the top once, and then you're going to keep going like this. That might be incredibly confusing to you, and you will have to do it multiple times probably. So let's just do that really slowly. So, and I'm gonna explain where to hold it. So if you see that this is completely solved, one of these sides are completely solved, solve it in the back and put it in the back, like right here, so that this is completely solved in the back. And then do the algorithm, which goes like this, more slowly. If you find out that there are none that are solved, just do it from anywhere. And then you will find some that are solved, put it with its center, and then do the thing again. Oops. Oh no, I messed up. There, it's solved. So, that's all you really need to know. You just have to repeat the algorithm if it doesn't solve it yet. If you make any other mistakes, just do the step that you need to do next on the cube that isn't solved yet, and you will eventually find your way through. If you still don't know enough yet, then follow through and then look at another tutorial if you need help. Come back to my one if you are fine. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.